Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of The Aftermath. My name is Ian, and as always, I'm joined by Dylan. We are back with the second part of our watching of the Andor Season 1.
Star Wandor.
So we, as we've said in the previous episode, for those who are not caught up, about 2 weeks ago, we started watching the first two episodes of Season 1 of Andor, and this is our second viewing of that, which is episode 3 and 4 we watched. So for those of you who are not caught up, be sure to do so.
Count them.
Watch them, enjoy them. How did you feel about these next episodes we were getting into?
It's ramping up.
It's getting real good.
We got the bones of an operation.
Yep. So I think you asked me initially, whenever I think the first episode we recorded for this, you were like, does this kind of espionage, intrigue kind of thing, does that persist, or is that like a thing that kind of...
The answer is yes.
And then some. So I guess we can start off with, so far we have gotten the first two episodes, we're kind of, we're starting to understand all the people,
Right.
we're, getting all the characters in place, and who's who of the show so far. And I feel like this episode 3 is where things kind of, where we start putting some rubber to the road now. Yeah. So how did you? I've seen them until episode 6. So I would like to. I want to try and let you have your lane to talk about your experiences.
Yeah, I mean, it was neat seeing the different corpo teams.
Oh yeah,
how they handled and fumbled the situation. Dude.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like they had all the pieces in place.
They had their gusto.
Right. Yeah.
They had
they had the spirit.
Yeah.
Couldn't quite back it up. Walked right into a fucking hornet's nest.
And I think they also, it goes to show too, I guess, how kind of comfortable, I guess, they are. How like little action they probably really see.
Yeah.
They have all the weapons. They have all the tech, all the know-how.
They stride on in, throwing their weight around, acting all high and mighty, brushing people off like they're no big deal.
Yeah. And everyone's like, "Hey, we haven't seen blues around here in a minute."
They have a name for them.
Yeah.
Shorthand.
Yeah. And this is what
Look at those pigs.
Yeah. This is what I love about. This is what I'm talking about when I've voiced my love for this show. Is like, not only does it feel so in a Star Wars setting,
right,
but like it feels like everything feels lived in this world that they have, and this kind of like we said it before, like kind of a backwater,
right, dead end planet,
scavenging type planet where everyone's got their job.
Everybody's got a little scum.
Yeah, you know how it is. And I love it feels so real and lived in. It feels like a real Star Wars place.
Yeah.
I think
felt like there was an actual Star War going on.
Correct. I feel like that's some of the stuff that gets lost in other versions of Star Wars. Is sometimes realizing the kind of mundane aspect of it.
Getting down and dirty.
And like I've said before in the previous episode we recorded, that I think that's also something that I think Mandalorian did pretty well, at least in those first couple seasons, where they really make the Mandalorian feel like a sheriff coming into a town a lot of times, where it's
the
like
Lone
that,
Ranger.
Yeah, right. And it's like, there is some Star Warsy fantasy sci-fi.
Where you get the whack ass aliens.
Yeah.
Speaking their alien language.
Firing a gun and and running away. Yeah, anyways, I think it just even from the shuttle that lands that has our main man on it.
Karn.
Yeah, Karn is, is super cool. What is the guy? What is the not the informant guy? Who's the guy that they're selling the box to? I can't remember his name.
I think we've gotten his name yet.
I think we've gotten a version of his name. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Whenever he's coming in, we get that beautiful scene of the shuttle he's on, landing down and a little staircase droid filing in and parking, and it's just like all these like little aspects like that. That's like, and it's so well shot.
Oh yeah,
and it's very beautiful.
Fucking beautiful.
Oh yeah, and it's I love that. Yeah,
Stair Droid is gonna be having my vote for a favorite character from this series.
Best supporting character
hasn't been topped yet, as far as I'm concerned.
Hey, I do like B.
Yeah,
B is a little charming droid. I love it. It's also kind of like the first, at least
I like
for me.
that he is red.
Yes. I like that he kind of also has like an accordion nature where like he has like segments that he as he like
Extendo.
moves. Yeah, we got to see like flashbacks of him
when he was all shiny and
and I was like, oh man, it kind of makes it a little sad. For me, it makes him feel like an old dog,
right?
In like the best way possible. Like like you can tell he's old and kind of worn out, but you're like, oh man, I still love you.
Yeah,
you're still great, and he's still like, oh,
I'm a droid.
I'm a droid. I'm gonna do my best.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways. But like we said, all the corpo guys are coming in. And they're
looking for that canary fella.
Yeah. And they start divvying up the teams into into 4 different squads: North team, South team, East team, West team.
The Cardinal.
Yeah, the Cardinal teams. And they're starting to kind of like nail down, I think, more like where Andor is. And they're starting to get like leads and start knowing who people are and things like that, or asking people around.
Right.
And this is where like the real intrigue starts to come in. I feel like where we know that Andor has the box. We know he's trying to meet up with the guy. The guy's here, but now all these security guards
has talked to the guy.
Exactly. So he's the guy's here, and Biggs is talking to him and being like, "Hey, there's like a problem," and he's like, "Don't worry, I know already." And it's like,
"Where's the guy?
Where's the guy? Is he gonna show up?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, he's good on it."
Right.
But I love the aspect of like there's so many things that happen, whether by people in the town or by actually Andor himself or stuff like that. I love how I can imagine from the perspective of these corpo security guys that like that you're going to capture this one guy who is potentially heavily armed and dangerous.
Right.
And you go here and like you feel like you're surrounded. You feel like everything around you is going wrong.
Right.
And it's like I love
Murphy's
that
Law has kicked in.
Right, exactly. There's like so many things that are happening that are like, is that him? Is this him? Like what is like it's hysteria.
Right.
It's and I love that because it feels very from the perspective, because again we're swapping back and forth between these like corpo security guys and Andor and all the crew and whatnot.
Right.
And I just love this kind of back and forth that's taking place. That again, I'm reminded of like again whenever they I'm kind of jumping ahead, but whenever all the stuff kind of takes place and you can tell that all the scavenger guys, the real blue collar men of this, of this
construction
planet,
workers.
the construction workers chained up a bunch of
their fucking
garbage
dropship
to a bunch of garbage.
Have a souvenir.
Yeah, and so whenever this one lackey's told to like start the ship and get it in the air, and like I guess like patrol or to fire down upon an area,
become a UAV.
In the process of doing that, he's like flying up, and there's just trash, like swinging him which way, and gets caught on this like big structure, and he and of course, like the kind of the lieutenant or whoever it is in charge at that moment, he's like, "Was that them?" And he's like, "I don't know," and he's like, "If that's the case, they're behind us." And it's like, I love that. So it's interesting.
That's what happens.
Yep. But yeah, so we also got a really sad moment that took place just before that instance I was just talking about, where
good old Tim.
Yeah.
The rat.
Yeah. We find out that, of course, Bix gets really upset because she finds out through some means that
Tim was the one.
He was the rat
who
that
notified the corp.
Yep. And so she got upset and ran off. And then, of course, in the process of running to, like, I guess, try and notify Andor or at least, like, tell him or whatever, the security guys get suspicious of her and pin her down.
Mm-hmm.
And then in that moment, Tim comes running down there to try and, like, protect her or whatever. And he just gets blasted.
Straight up by the dude, the would-be pilot.
Yeah.
Just fucking nails him in the chest with a rifle.
Yeah. And I can tell that, of course, I think that he had kind of an itchy trigger finger. So, like, his superior is like, give me that gun.
Immediately turns around and be like, get back to the fucking ship right now.
Exactly. So,
I love how as soon as he asks him for the rifle, he's like, why? Like, what do you mean, why?
You just killed a civilian.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, yeah. But that was a really heartbreaking moment.
Oh, yeah.
That was hard to kind of come to terms with,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what he did and, what he may have been doing that for.
Right.
Whether it be for
I don't think he deserved to die.
No, of course not. No, exactly. So,
Woof.
I don't think anybody hated him.
Nah.
So, but yeah, I loved the dialogue between Andor and the informant guy.
Right. As soon as they're in this warehouse,
Yeah.
he's got the cube, the Empire cube,
The Empire cube.
untraceable, with the seal still on.
What was the thing called in Marvel?
The Tesseract.
He's got the
Yeah.
Imperial Tesseract.
Right. So, of course, Andor's getting antsy, wanting to sell this thing off and get the fuck out of Dodge.
Because obviously everyone's hunting him down.
Exactly. And then the informant just starts getting a little probe. He's starting to ask questions.
Yeah.
All sorts of crazy shit, like, how'd you get the cube?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, fuck it, I'll throw in an extra 1,000 if you tell me how you got the cube.
Yeah.
How'd you do it? I'm like, just take the fucking cube. I gotta leave.
Yeah, exactly.
So as it progresses, it just goes, it's a back and forth, different like platitudes.
Yes.
At one point, the informant, quote unquote, is just ignoring what he's saying and just throwing out these these fucking lines.
Yes. He's talking about how, because he's like, they were talking about how did he do it? And he was like, you just walk in there like you own the place.
Right.
With the right uniform and the right kind of like, I'm supposed to be here kind of attitude, and they don't.
Right.
They don't care. They're so fat and happy on their stuff, they can't even imagine someone like myself. And he was like, and of course the informant's like, yeah, they don't believe us.
Crazy, isn't
They don't
it?
believe us. And he's like, who's us? Like, I don't know who you are.
I don't fucking know you.
Yeah, but he's
Don't
like,
let me in.
and then of course, like you said, he's going off on his monologue where he's like, oh, there will be a day.
The reckoning is
The
nigh.
reckoning is nigh. And of course, Andor's like, excuse me.
Take the cube and give me my cash, please.
Can I have my 41,000
Let me
credits?
count it.
Please. But then they have this really interesting, again, this is what I'm talking about, by like the world feels really lived in. They have this method with like all the people in the town start like banging on like metal in like a rhythmic fashion, and it alerts everyone, and they're locking down everything, battening down the hatches, everything's
clearing
locked
the
up.
streets.
Everyone's also like spreading the word too by banging as well, so it's like making the sound travel more and that kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, so like now there's a
supposed procedure for something like this.
There's like an unspoken idea that like the whole, I guess, town knows about. Where like when this happens, we all spread the word, we all hunker down, and we all pretend like we're all fine and dandy. And man, of course, like Andor hears that from the warehouse, and the informant guy's like, "What does that mean? What's going on?" And he's like, "Hey, we got to get things moving.
Yeah, we're running out of time here."
Yeah. And then we get the real reason, or we get the touch of the real reason why the informant is really here. He's like, I'm here for the cube, but like more importantly, I know you. I know who you are. And he's like, and this is where
immediately pulls the gun and be like, "Who the fuck are you?
Who are you? I don't think you know what to talk about." And of course, there's a few more layers of like, I really know who you are, and I'm kind of like, I'm pinpointing certain things that, like,
supposedly no one else would know.
Right. Even people who know him pretty well may not know, but this person is like,
I got you pegged,
and it's like, whoa,
yeah,
maybe you're the Imperial spy, maybe not me. And it's like, okay. And again, this is like more tension that I'm like, okay, I'm loving how this is shaping up.
Mm-hmm.
And then as it moves along, I can't remember what his like mother figure's name is.
Marva.
Mm-hmm. She's, they when they first got there, they ransacked her house.
Right.
And they have
absolutely tore the place apart.
They have 2 security guys there with her. Just watching out for her,
Yeah.
And if Andor ever comes back around. And she she's like laying it on thick.
Oh, yeah.
And I love this where she's like, you hear that? That's the sound of a revolution.
Right.
And
gets to you, doesn't it?
Yeah, and he's like, shut up. Somebody shut her up. And she's like, oh yeah. There's something about the sound of it, escalating and all that kind of stuff. But the real thing to worry about is when it stops. Mm-hmm. That's when you have to worry. Right. And everyone's like, I love the other guy who's like, what
does that mean?
Yeah.
What happens then?
What happens with that?
She just fucking reclines in her chair and it's like, I wonder.
You can tell the guy by the window is like, he's looking out and he's like hyper vigilant, but the guy who's
the
like,
other one's like a fucking kid by the campfire getting scared by a story.
Marva's got ghost stories. He's like, oh, but what happens next? Right. But what happens when the sound stops?
Right.
Yeah.
Is it a spirit?
Is it a insurrection? Yeah. I love it. And then of course, like as they can, there's a firefight that happens in the warehouse. Yeah. I love the phrase.
The coolest.
Dude, the informant guy is standing there and he's like, what's our plan? He's like, I don't have another plan. Andor's like, I don't have another plan.
Yeah, my plan's gone.
My plan's gone. Yeah. Like they're out at the door and he's like, what about this? What is this? And he's like, it's an old furnace. And he's like, can I get us out of here? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, perfect. And he pulls out some contraption and it's a detonator. Mm-hmm. and he's like, you place charges on the door? And he's like, when? He's like, you always plan your exit upon entering. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, dude, how cool is that? Right. So he just
it's been around the block.
Yes. He pulls this thing out. And then the whole door explodes, and then there's a one guy standing there, and they pull their blasters out.
He stumbles forward and then just falls on his fucking face.
And they're like, we have to get out of here.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's a guy apparently who was able to get into like the rafters. Mm-hmm. There's like 2 other guys that run inside.
Take cover behind the pillars.
And then in this warehouse, there's like a bunch of heavy machinery that they have like held aloft in the ceiling by like chains that are like these like big spools of chain that are like attached to like these brick pillars or something.
Right.
So in the process of the firefight, they're like blasting holes in like these concrete pillars that are like detaching these like large spools of chain. Mm-hmm. So like at a certain point,
right, whatever's hanging from the ceiling is falling.
Yes, whatever's hanging from the ceiling is falling, and the spools of chain is now like swinging in the process and like hitting other shit. So right. I love this firefight because of the fact that there's the tension of like obviously getting shot,
right?
But then there's like a lot of this like extra setting chaos of like because you're in this firefight and stray shots are hitting things, the environment around you is also attacking you, which I think is fun.
Yeah.
But the whole reason why this is happening is because Andor's trying to go back and get the box, the cube, the Imperial Tesseract, right. as aforementioned. Mm-hmm. As they were walking their way towards the exit, he's like, the cube, we forgot the cube. And he tries to go back over there. But of course, it's in like the middle of the room.
Yeah.
In between.
The most vulnerable spot to be in.
Yeah. And there's a couple of times where he tries to make a break for it. Mm-hmm. And like you said, like we've both said, it's a beautiful firefight, but it's also the fact that like the sound is really cool. So all the guns sound like, they don't sound cheap.
Right.
Like, I feel like that's one thing that I've noticed in some other sci-fi media I've seen sometimes is like whenever you have like a laser type weapon, it's easy to make it sound like a pew.
Right.
And like, okay, it doesn't really have the weight.
The real pew pew laser gun.
Yeah. And I get that like that's a whole thing.
But in this scene, it's a fucking blaster.
Yeah. Pew, pew. And like when it's hitting shit, like it's, things are happening. It feels energetic.
Right.
And it feels dangerous, which I mean, that's what it should. And then, of course, and at a certain point, it is because Andor gets grazed across the arm, and it's a bad burn. And so he's like, "Oh shit!" He doesn't say shit, but he's like, "Ah!" Right. And of course, there's again the informant's trying to drag him away as these huge mechanical, what looks like engine blocks of like starfighters, whatever, are falling down. It's like, oh my god, what is happening? It's chaos.
Yeah.
But as the team with Karn and the other like kind of officer guy, they're before this whole firefight took place, he's like, should we proceed? And they're like, no, wait on us.
Right.
Wait for backup. But of course the doors blow up and then the whole firefight takes place. So of course, like as the team is like trying their best to kind of like saunter and jog their way over there. Right. They're like, we're being attacked, and he's like, we told you to wait. And then of course they're like, we have 2 men down, and he's like, repeat that. Right. Excuse me. So they're trying their best to get there, and of course, they take a break. They stop, and they're like, what's happening? And Karn's like, are we just gonna stand here? And he's like, no, split up, and we're gonna make like a choke point. So whenever they come through here, so they're like, yes, they have their little place established. And what a cool moment with Karn and Andor.
Oh yeah.
Again, if you think about it from the perspective of Karn, as someone who has like not seen action very much,
right,
and only knows that Andor is potentially like a murderer and like is now a man on the run, and now he has like a buddy,
right?
So now there's 2 of them, and all your squad is now what I think was North Squad or whatever was now dead,
right?
Or whatever,
starting to feel out of your depth
a little bit, and so obviously like he like Karn in the process, he opens his door and stops it halfway, so now he's like this kind of these like bulkhead doors are now like halfway open, and it's like kind of diagonal. Right. So he's like standing in the doorway, kind of covered by it, looking out at like the main street. And you can tell like he's holding his own as well as he can, but like you can tell he's a bit frazzled where he's like, oh man.
Right.
And right when that happens, you see a blaster come out of screen right. Yeah. And it's Andor's blaster that you've seen from the previous scene where he's obviously like sticking it in the informant's face, right? And you could see, and it's just like sneaking into frame, and it's like and it's at the back of his head, right? Karn, and he's like, he says, "Drop your weapon," and you could tell that the guy's like, "Okay." I forgot who the name of the actor is. I really love this actor who plays Karn. He's doing such a great job of what we in the biz called subtext.
Yeah.
Subtext is, which I've said in this podcast numerous times, but is acting, is your facial expressions and
body
language and what are you conveying without saying words to the audience. And in this moment, this actor does such a great job of that, like,
there is a gun to my head.
Yeah, but not only that, but there's even like an extra. I would say, and this is what I'm, because of the context of the scene and because of the characters, I think there's also a level that like I think he is portraying as an actor of like, this is the guy. Like it's not just like there's a gun at my head, but there's also. I know deep down this is Andor, and this is that it's just that oh shit moment where it's like there's like so many levels of like human emotion that go in, but this actor does such a great job of like, oh my god, doesn't turn around and he just drops the weapon and he's like, drop the comms. He just does what he says and puts the comms down, and then of course Andor crushes it. And then he's like, how many of you are there? And he's like, I don't know. I don't know.
12, 14.
Yeah.
He takes a quick look back and immediately turns away.
He's like, oh. And I was like, dude. I'm like, and like I said, just his facial expression alone is like, he doesn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just stumbling on his words a little bit, and looking at that actor's face, I was like, oh, he's.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's an actor.
Right.
That man's terrified. That man knows that the guy he's hunting after is about to kill him. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the informant comes out of nowhere and is like, just kill him. And then this actor goes, 12, 14. There's a dozen men and there's 2 officers. And it's like, oh my, it's so good. It's like, that's what I'm talking about, of this kind of like emotional like tension of it all. And you're like, oh man, this is so good. And so for a brief moment, whenever I first watched this, I remember I was like, I thought the character was dead. I was like, I thought at that moment,
this is it.
I thought this was it. And I was like, I thought that he made all the way here. And I thought, because again, they also killed Tim. So I was like, maybe they're not opposed to killing off a side character.
Maybe they'll kill everyone.
Yeah, right. And I was like, I don't know. Hey, now, don't you... That was a callback to last night.
Oh, don't you worry.
I'm sad about it still, and I can't talk about it. But yes, in this moment, I was like, oh, I as the viewer was like, they may kill off Karn and just make an example out of him,
right?
In this moment, but obviously, again, it kind of cuts away to both the informant and Andor, like, shopping around for a speeder, like a getaway vehicle.
Right.
And so we're like, okay, they've got an out. Andor comes with the cool plan. He's like, how many more of those charges do you have?
Right.
And then, of course, it just cuts away. And so for me, I was like, okay, that's an interesting question to ask.
Mm-hmm.
But then some of the other... what is the corpo, like, security team called? It's called... Plan. I can't remember what it is. There's like a name of it that like the actual company. I just know I know the derogatory term is corpo.
Right.
Yeah, kind of whatever.
Stiff.
Yeah, the stiffs. Some of the other guys are like going inside a house. He has a rifle and he's like looking around and he is hearing like a muffled like and you're like, okay, I know what's going on. Mm-hmm. So he ends up finding Karn and he's all like bandaged and hog-tied. Exactly. But he ends up like making his way out, and as they do, this speeder comes barreling out, and they just start. I mean, they're they're standing in the street, they're just like blasting,
just open fucking fire
on this cruiser looking thing, and then it explodes.
Oh yeah,
at the very I think because they actually fire,
they destroy it.
They destroy it. It explodes, and then the charges go off, and they make an even bigger explosion.
Right. This is after that Andor and the informant have like gotten out with a speeder bike.
Yes.
And as they're leaving, they detonate that fucker.
Yeah.
But sends another few team members up in flames.
Oh yeah. I love the moment where Karn like looks up at the other like an officer, and then like they have this brief moment of like, we think we got him, and then of course that's when like the charges go off and it explodes, and then a bike comes out, and it's like I said, it's all these little moments of like this went from being just one guy to like this is so much bigger of a deal is what it feels like,
right?
And yeah, dude, it's really cool. I'm really digging that whole aspect of it. But like, they end up getting out, and dude, the shell shock, the PTSD that freaking Karn's going through, where he's just like, he is
fucking standing there.
He is stunned. There's literally guys like, and again, like I said, it feels such like an authentic, like a real world Star Wars scenario where like you got the other officer like, back to, I need it now, and he's like running out there, and then there's one guy, like the one guy's literally just going like, oh, I mean, like it's like, oh man, it just feels so not pretty, right? In the best way, where it's like it is so gritty and it's so real, and and of course they're like, the officer trying to run around, he's trying to get guys on the comms. He's like, repeat, I need an evac now, right? And he's like, we need to get out of here. And he goes over to Karn and he's like, we need to get out of here, get the fuck out. And it's like, oh man, it's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, and then of course we're on the informant guy's ship, and we kind of get some more back and forth banter between like them and the kind of the real like, here's my hand, right? Here's what we're doing.
Here's what I know about your hand.
Yes, exactly. I love that he says, like, either... one thing, he also did this same sort of thing where he talks in threes whenever they were first in that warehouse. He says either... I think he said either you're scamming me, you are the middleman for the person I really want to talk to, or you're the guy.
Right.
Like how you got your hands on this kind of stuff. And I love that, where it's like there's like a couple different things you could be.
Right.
What are you? And he did the same sort of thing in the ship as they're, he hops into hyperspace and goes away, and he's like, either I can drop you off somewhere and you
get to running.
Yeah. I wasn't there like I think he did 3 as well. I forgot what the other one was, but then he's like,
you come with me.
Yeah.
Put a real stick to the Empire's eye.
Yeah.
Or you try to kill me and take my ship.
That's what it was. Yeah, yeah. Kill me and take my ship.
Right.
And at that point, he's like, yeah, you can just drop me off. And he's like,
what? What you gonna do then?
Yeah, he's like, what you gonna do? You
Smart
run?
guy.
And you could tell like he's really trying to like convince him.
Right.
This guy feels like he knows what he's talking about. Obviously.
Yeah.
He's the guy.
It's a very fancy way of pigeonholing someone.
Right.
Yeah.
But then again, like I said, but then he plays his hand out here where he's like, I didn't want the Imperial cube.
Right. I could get less of a shit.
I wanted
about
you.
the cube.
What I really want is you. And it's like, okay, so now it feels a little more honest.
Right.
Don't know if he's still trustworthy, but at least it's like this is what it is. My real job
just has a dossier.
Yeah.
Written up and ready to go, like it's Mass Effect 2.
Dude.
Only he's doing it by force.
Yeah. Whenever I love it as well when he's like, man, he was talking about how like I'm just gonna take the drop off. Just drop me off somewhere and I'll figure it out. He's like, what are you gonna do? Run?
Right.
And then he brought up like his dad, like how his dad got killed or something like that.
Right.
And like talking about sticking it to the Empire again, and he's like, "Dude, I was on this planet, and I was there for 2 years, and come to find out, the Empire just had us fighting each other." And he's like, "You were on that planet, but you were only there for 6 months
as a cook,
and the whole reason why you survived was because you ran." And it's like,
ain't no worming around me, Sonny.
That's the thing is like that's at the point where like Andor like kind of like. Just like it's silent.
Right.
It stops and it's like whoa. Man, this guy really knows his shit.
Yeah.
And at that point, he's like, I know about you. I know a whole bunch. I want you to be a part of something big.
Right.
And this is where he's talking about how like, and I'm gonna make it worth your while. And he's like,
we've got a plan.
He's like, all right, what do you want? He's like, 5 days. And if you succeed, 200,000. He's like, bruh.
Yep.
My man was out here trying his best
to get 40,000.
To get 40,000. 41,000.
Right.
And now 200,000.
Bump it up to 6 digits,
like,
yes,
bruh,
sir.
He's like, what do we doing?
What do you do?
He's like, we're going to be taking the, what was the phrase they used?
The quarterly
payroll for an entire imperialist sector. And I was like, okay. Now that's
cool.
That's moving some big shit.
Right, yeah.
Now we're talking. And he's like, all right, I'll bite.
Yeah.
I'll make it happen.
That's a lot of money.
A lot of money. And I think, at what point do we transition over into the 4th episode? Is it around this time? I think so.
Yeah, has to be.
There's a lot of big characters that show up.
We see Karn go back to his mom's place.
Oh, yeah. She slaps him and then starts hugging him, crying. Yeah. So obviously there's something there.
Right.
And man, this is the first time where I felt bad for Karn a little bit because he got the Empire actually got involved now. The Empire, they have everyone has their jurisdiction, and now one of the Imperial Security Bureau guys is now over that area, and it's like, now thanks to all of what you guys did, the Empire now has full control over this area. Congratulations. So I think that he lost his job in some fashion. I think
he definitely. I think he was the only one that got to keep his job.
I see.
Right.
Interesting. regardless,
Mhm.
I guess he's now going. I think we learn more about this later, which is why I'm saying it like this, because we don't get all the details right now. But again,
it
like
just
you said,
seems like he's going back home and to await his new assignment.
Yeah, and man, this kind of walk of shame is hard.
Yeah,
because like he looks again, like
just
I said,
completely dejected.
Yeah, and even whenever that Imperial officer is like kind of reaming into him, he's just standing there like shaking
trying to
up,
keep it together,
dude.
Right.
He's trying to hold it together, man. But this moment, I love his mom, like I said, gritting at the door and slapping him and like hugging him and being like, all that kind of stuff.
This old crone across the way is just standing there looking.
What are you staring at? It's
Right.
like, oh man, what a mom. Yeah. So, anyways,
that's the last we see of him for now.
For now, yeah. This too shall come to pass. But yeah, then this is where we start to get like the next big, like moving and shaking in the story. I think this is where we start to move on to like the next chapter, because now we're like dealing with Imperial Security Bureau people and
the boardroom.
Yeah, the boardroom. the oh gosh, the suits, like the real, like the crisp white Imperial suits in a big old circle chamber.
Right. The circle jerk.
Whoa. Okay, yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Right.
And then this planet called Aldani. And we're going to be here for at least a little while is what it seems like, because we got
that's where the job takes place.
That's where the job's taking place. And you can tell that like there's some vagueness on purpose. I think for the safety and security of numerous people on this mission in particular. But
can't let it slip.
Exactly. So Andor's kind of given some kind of understanding as to what's going on, but he's like, what is...
Think of a name.
Yeah, think of a name. That's what you're going to be for the next 5 days. And he's
Clem.
like, Clem. He's like, all right.
Good old Clem.
All right, Clem. That's what you're going to be for the next 5 days.
Right.
They land on this planet, and there's like some young woman coming from yonder hills, which, may I say, beautiful scenery.
Oh, yeah.
Aldani's got
I love this place.
Beautiful highlands. It's perfect. And then the informant guy kind of gives him the rundown where he's like, I'm going to go talk with her. Right. You stay here. She's not going to be happy.
Right.
She's going to, in fact, be quite upset with me.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to have to talk her off the edge.
All right, just give me a few minutes.
Give me a few minutes. And then whenever I call for you, come down here and we'll get you all set up for it. And he's like, all right. So he gets there, walks out, meets this girl named Vel. And he gives her the rundown. And you can see it from Andor's perspective. Right. And she's just like pacing, going, what?
Screaming her head off.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you thinking?
Exactly. So apparently there's a mission taking place.
One that they've been prepping for a good while now.
Yes.
And that's very close to beginning.
Yeah. I think it's been going on for a couple of years. And they have a group of about, I think, 6 people in its entirety, I think, not including wink, wink, Clem.
Right.
And so she's like, why are we adding another person?
That's going to tear the team apart.
And he's like,
that's not much of a team, is it?
Yeah. Love that word. Right. That's good to hear. And then this is the first utterance of like, we've been given our all to this rebellion. And you're like, oh, rebellion, okay.
Right.
So we're talking okay.
Really for real rebels.
Yeah. There's a couple other, like, I think different kinds of flavors of rebellion that I don't think are really rebellions. They're just kind of trying to be their own independent thing, is what it feels like. And there's a little bit of dialogue.
The main thing Andor was doing was just skirting the edges, shooting them nasty looks.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, these guys are fucking bringing out knives and guns, about to kill people.
Yeah, right. So anyways, he's introduced to her, and of course we get some more kind of exposition as to what's going on. There's this big mission that's taking place in 3 days' time, and it is a now or never kind of thing where it's going to be happening.
Come to find out, it's a raid on an imperial
garrison.
army.
Yeah.
Armory.
Yeah. There's a whole garrison out there.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there's also like, I love that like we get from Vel, we get the understanding that like they know their patrol patterns of what they're happening and all that.
They've got shit timed.
Oh yeah. So there's a moment where they're like, there's a certain point whenever
we missed the build up to a heist montage.
Yes. Yeah.
Andor's coming in at the tail end.
Yeah. Hello. Hey guys, I'm here. I heard you needed help.
Right. I'm Clem.
I'm Clem. And the thing is, like, so Vel also knows that he's like a hired hand.
Right.
So at first, the informant guy's like, hey, so he's expendable, technically, quote unquote, because, he's hired out. So anyways, there's a moment where Andor's kind of getting upset because he's like, I did not sign up to go attack.
I was not told any of this.
Yes, to attack a garrison. He's like, and of course Vel's like, we're not ever going to talk about him.
Right. As far as you're concerned, he doesn't fucking exist.
Yes, he's not. and of course he's like, he didn't tell me nothing. She's like, who? I'm sorry.
Right.
I don't know what you're talking
about.
What was that? I don't know what you're talking about, but we have to move forward.
Yeah.
And this is what's going to happen. And so he hears something, and of course they're like, he's just like, get down, tuck in.
Right.
And two TIE fighters.
Fucking TIE fighters scream past.
Dude, how cool. And it sounded so good.
Oh, yeah.
It sounded big and weighty and terrifying. I feel like a lot of times, sometimes like TIE fighters can be, again, it's sometimes like, I like when you can make the sometimes expendable units.
Right. What seems to be a jobber into a fucking monster.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you can make the little guys and the things that can be child's play to like the quote unquote protagonist,
to a fucking
hero.
Jedi.
Yes.
Right.
And now all of a sudden they're like, tuck in and hide as you and they're like, and of course you're like, that's scary. You're like, that's intimidating.
That is a jet.
Yeah, you're right.
There's an A-10 Warthog that just passed over.
Yeah. I want to see you try and go up against that because I know I wouldn't. And of course, as they fly past, she's like, they're not going to come back out again.
Right.
That was the end of their. She's like, because we're out in the middle of nowhere, they don't have nothing to do except for like patrol.
Just mosey around.
And that's why she said we have to take this like long trek to get out to the middle of nowhere.
It takes a whole night.
Exactly. Because if we were to take any kind of fast route, they would patrol past it. So we're trying to take these like long, off the beaten path tracks.
Right.
So yeah. And then I really do, I love the scene of the informant guy in his ship.
Oh yeah. Putting on his other face.
Yeah, dude. He puts himself a hot towel on and revitalizes his face a little bit, cleans himself up.
Gets a wig.
Yeah, puts a nice fancy robe on, a shit ton of rings, and then I just love, because I've even done this as like an actor and as someone who I love the Renaissance Festival and I get in character a little bit. You just kind of stand a little different, and you're in your new costume, your new cosplay, your uniform or whatever.
Right.
And you kind of just feel it out for a second. And you're like, all right, yeah, yeah. So this guy he looks wealthy, and I love how he has like one of those like mid chest pockets on like a waistcoat like a thing. He puts his thumb in his like waistcoat pocket. And he just kind of he holds his hand out and
throws out a smile.
Yeah, and just kind of does like a little, I'm like this laugh is worth more money than you could ever imagine, and just kind of goes, and then immediately stop. Like the smile disappears and
goes back to RBF.
And then just walks right out. I was like, bro, I love that. He just goes like, okay. And then
that's me after every conversation with a customer.
Yes. Yeah. There you go. The nice face is gone.
Right.
I don't know. I for some reason I felt that. I was like, that's so great. Especially from this character who apparently knows everyone.
Right.
Or at least knows a lot about Andor. Who's the guy, who's the hookup.
Right.
This guy having multiple, different costume changes and has a different character he plays. I'm like, oh, this is fun. This is great.
Right.
Yeah, but in these sequences for season 4, we're getting a lot of big names. This I feel like is like the name drop episode. We got mentions to Scarif and how more than usual amounts of like
construction efforts and
going
materials.
There. Wink, wink, Rogue One.
Right. We get another mention of Saw Gerrera.
Yes.
We get fucking Mon Mothma.
Yep.
De facto leader of the rebellion.
Here she is.
Holy shit.
Right. It's like that. Like, so we got like there's a bunch of little references like that we're like, okay. I mean, I think not only is it, if it is fan service, I think it's the best kind where it's like I think it's putting us in a time, and I think it's also calling out to like, it's putting things in context, where it's like a, well, how do they do it in like movies and TV shows? Meanwhile, like that kind of stuff, where it's like we're in this moment where, you know, we can throw those names around, and we all know what we're talking about,
and it feels appropriate.
Yeah, yeah,
and not just like, hey, you remember that?
Look. Yeah. But anyways, so, come to find out, our informant guy, it looks like he's or at least he's playing the role of an owner of like an antiquities shop.
Right. Motherfucker just sells artifacts on the sly.
Yeah. And this, I mean, absolute Cadillac of a little cruiser, a little speeder thing,
a future BMW,
bruh, rolls up, shiny, a beautiful blue color,
immaculate.
And then Mon Mothma comes walking out, and then one of like what seems like
the clerk,
the
for all
clerk
intents and purposes,
is like,
Senator Mon Mothma is here.
She got a new driver, is what it looks like,
right?
And the informant guy's like, wonder what that's about.
Yeah.
So, and then there's a bunch of formalities and pleasantries where she's like, oh, hey, you know, he's like, oh, you know, playing around, playing it up.
They lay it on thick.
Oh, yeah. I think on purpose. Yours is a rich history. Oh, that's one way of putting it. I love that stuff. They're being very cordial. And it feels very diplomatic.
Right.
Dealing with a senator, I imagine, you know?
Right. As they're having their conversation, the clerk turns to her chauffeur and is like, "May I show you something?" And he's like, "Oh, I couldn't afford any of this stuff."
Oh, trust me.
It's like, well, there's no harm in looking. Come on. So as they progress, like taking a walk through the stores, he's showing her like different antiquities and artifacts.
Yeah.
And as soon as they step back, they make sure that the conversation is heard.
Yeah.
But as soon as they're
talking
outside,
loudly,
right? Outside of the chauffeur's view, they start. He's like, "Where's my fucking money?" She's like, "I'm trying to get it to you. Shut your damn mouth."
It's hard to move funds around when I
can't do it like I used to.
I feel like I'm being surrounded.
Yeah,
dude, I love that. It feels so. I don't know, man. There's something about it that feels real because it feels like as you like, yes, yeah, exactly. Where's my freaking money, dude? yeah. There's something good about the whole like having a loud conversation because as they're walking back to the back room, the driver does kind of look back and is like, and she's like, hey, look, coins.
Look at this.
Yeah, she's fine.
This one's from 1906.
Yeah. This one's an old one.
Right. From the war.
The Clone War. Oh, yeah. And I don't know if you noticed it or not, but there is some of the antiquities around.
Right.
There is like a chest piece of Mandalorian armor that's there.
Right.
There's also in the back, there's a suit of armor that has the Star Killer helmet on it. And I'm like, that's cool. Don't know what that means or how that is going to play into it. Yeah, but I was like, that's super fun. I love that. So yeah, she's like, I feel like I'm being surrounded. I feel like every time I go to the bank, there's
nothing but new faces.
Nothing but new faces.
I don't know anyone.
Every time I have a meeting, there's a different or another Imperial officer of some kind.
Yeah. She knows.
Oh yeah, so she's like, it's just tough. I'm trying.
Right.
And of course, you know, he adds a little bit of pressure, but she's like, I hope you know that like I'd be the first one to go down. Like, so trust me, like I'm with you.
I'm aware of my position.
Yeah. I know what's happening here, but at the same time, like, you gotta give me some time, man.
Please.
So yeah. But like before they're able to like really finish the conversation, he like, I'll let you take this one on loan. And he just like takes it away. He's like, well, oh, yeah, I bet he'll love this one.
Right.
And then, of course, he hands it off to the clerk and is like, wrap this one up for the senator. He's like, oh, trust me. Like, I hope you know, like, if ever... There's like this double speak where he's saying, like, if you ever need the chance to back out, you can always come back here.
Right. If you were dissatisfied.
If you were dissatisfied. And it's like this, I don't know, man, it's so clever. And I love that. They end up going away. And of course, she's like a bit disturbed. I think just by the whole everything taking place.
I would be too.
Bruh, she gets home.
Tons of people were watching my every move.
Mon Mothma, dude.
Her fucking husband, man. Oh, holy shit.
What a scumbag.
What a Deutsch bag.
But what a beautiful house.
It's gorgeous.
Holy shit, she walks in there, takes off her like jewelry and like unfastens her like a coat thing or whatever.
Right.
And I mean, like, she's walking into like literally a palace.
Yeah.
There's a table set for
the apartment equivalent of a mansion.
Yes. There's a table set for what looks like 24 people or 26 people or something. It's a big ass table. And she's like, what's all this?
And dinner tonight.
Yeah. With
inviting some of my friends.
Yeah. There's all the dignitaries.
Who hate you.
Yeah. And he's like, I put it on your calendar. At first, I was like, okay, so like, I mean, maybe he's not all bad.
Right.
But then I was like, nah, he's kind of an ass.
He's fucking stupid.
I really don't think he cares.
Imagine inviting people that hate your wife to dinner.
And that actively like work against all the stuff she's doing.
Like, what are you thinking, man?
And then I love the very real thing where he's like, oh, trust me, I'm gonna have you at the boring end of the table. We're at the fun end. He's like, oh, the fun end of the table.
Right.
How about we all talk and discuss about how like they've cut off all the shipping
I invite
lanes.
some people who hate you, see what they think.
How about we all laugh? This is such a real comment too, very emotionally like charged comment. It's like she's like, how about I hope that we all have a chance to have fun and laugh over the fact that they cut off all the shipping lanes, and now who
people
knows
are going to be starving.
Who knows how many millions of people are going to be starving? Let's laugh about that over the third course. And I was like, oh shit. Get him.
Oh yeah.
And of course he's like, oh, why you gotta be so sad and unfun? And I was like, or boring. I was like, come on, bruh. You can tell he is.
Shut up.
He has. You could tell he's eaten off of a silver platter for far too long.
Jesus Christ.
So, anyways,
I'll just shove that silver spoon up your ass.
I was gonna say something, but I can't. Yeah. So, anyways, I love the kind of glancing remark too, where he's like, "I heard you bought." Again, she went to the antiquity store.
Tells you have a gift for me.
Yeah, she went to the antiquity store to get something for her husband. At least that was like the facade, I'm assuming. And so she did come back with something technically for her husband. So I guess that was keeping up airs.
Right.
And so he's like, "I heard you got a gift for me." Like at the
going
end of,
back now.
At the end of this like shitty remark, whole little conversation, like, "I heard you got a gift for me." She's like, "Oh, don't worry, it's going to be returned."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh,
fucker.
Shit. Damn." So anyways,
no gift for you.
I just, man, trouble in paradise is what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's like everyone, oh, this is what I'm talking about, dude. It makes it all real. It makes these larger than life characters real, relatable, as much as you can. Obviously, I've never related to freaking Senator Mon Mothma ever,
or Jar Jar Binks,
Oh my god! But like I've had conversations like that, where like something's happening, and I was like, "Why was I not told of this?" And I've been in a relationship where it's been like, "I did." I know my friends hate you, but we're doing it. I'm like, oh, but why?
Right.
And I'm like, oh god, this is gonna suck. And like of having these little like disagreements, these arguments, and I was like,
gives a nice down to earth perspective.
Exactly, a little down to earth. That's a good way of putting it.
In the 500-story mansion apartment.
Exactly. The marble countertops.
Right.
I love that like the servant comes in at one point. She's like, get away. No.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I'm arguing with my husband. Get away. So yeah. But I'm interested to see where that moves forward as well. Because I don't, it's been a while since I've watched this and I don't think I have any foresight on this. So I'm not commenting like saying, oh, wink, wink. Yeah. I really don't know. It's like I'm almost certain that I don't think her husband's in on it. So I think that this...
Right. So it's gotten back around to a we'll see scenario.
Right. So I'm just curious. I'm curious like how that's going to play out with like you said, the freaking leader of the new free world.
Yeah.
How she's going to like... what's going to happen with her husband and all the shitty friends he has. And like, that's all interesting. So anyways.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. All this and more next week.
On Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. Oh, man. But yeah. So, and again, I guess we can kind of briefly touch on this, but like right now we...
Andor is having a very, very rough stint at the Boy Scout camp.
Yeah, the shepherd's camp. Yeah,
right. Camp Aldani.
Yeah, dude, the freaking six-horned goats. Scary.
Space goats,
dude.
He's inserted into a group of ruffians with space AKs.
Oh, dude, so cool. I love how like all the dudes are like super, on edge.
Yeah.
And like, hey, what is he doing
Who the fuck is this?
Yeah, exactly. So everyone's keeping their like arm's length, but like trying to get him involved in the mission and kind of see what's going on. So they tend to his wounds, they feed him a little bit, they kind of see what's happening and all that. And then it gets to a point where like the other two guys that are there are like super not on board. The younger of the guys kind of seems like he's more like...
He's very optimistic.
Probably
the youngest of the group.
And probably a breath of fresh air that they probably need.
He's like, all right, cool. We need all the help we can get.
Yeah. He's probably...
Welcome aboard.
He's probably a bit naive, but at the same time, he's like, hey, man.
Something's got to give.
Yeah, we're all here for the same reason. Right. So, yeah. But they kind of like... We get the understanding of like what the real mission is. So they tell him the mission, and he's like, it's a suicide mission. You wouldn't make it out. And of course, they answer his question like, "We wouldn't make it out in 9 minutes. We've counted it. We've thought it all through.
Oh, don't you worry.
No, don't you worry. This little cargo container that we got, if we escape on it because of how slow it goes, we won't be able to get out of here, and we'll be gunned down in less than 10 minutes.
Right.
Which trust me, we know. But there's a surprise tool that will help us later.
Oh yes, Lieutenant Gorn.
Oh man,
that's their in.
That's their
guy on the inside.
Good guy on the inside. He comes rocking up there, and he's like, "What the hell is going on?"
Oh, yeah.
And he's pissed, and she's like, "I feel like," he said, "I feel like I should have been informed." And he's like, "Trust me, I'm with you on that.
You
one.
and me both.
You and me both." So, anyways, he's obviously not with it. They all have a little powwow, with Vel, who's like the de facto leader of this mission.
Right.
They all have a conversation with her, and they're like, "Do you trust him?" And he's like, she says,
I trust him.
At a certain point, she hesitates, but she's like, I trust him.
Right.
Okay, is that what you want to hear? And I feel like she's saying that because she feels like she has to, because I don't think that
he's here. You got to deal with him.
Exactly.
Tough.
Suck it up. But eventually, Andor gets the whole picture. There's apparently this kind of, in layman's terms, it's like a meteor shower of some kind that kind of happens
every
once
3 years.
Yeah. And apparently, like, the locals used to, like...
gather in a valley.
Yeah, next to this
gaze
river.
Up at it, celebrate.
As, like, a pseudo-pilgrimage. Like a religion. I don't say religious, but it's kind of like, it is what it is, a pilgrimage.
They describe it as, like, a holy land.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, that's what... The Empire came here, realized the capability of the caverns next to the lake, so they, like... kicked out all the locals, dammed up the sacred river, and are now using the caverns as like their garrison storage facility or whatever. So that's what they're saying is like once upon a time this was like there was like a gazebo or some sort of like temple or something next to this like sacred river that is now dried up because of the dam. That everyone would come through and do like a pilgrimage and see this beautiful sight that would happen.
Right.
What did they call it? They called it something. The
Eye of Aldani.
That's what it is. Yeah, the Eye of Aldani. And apparently, like then we kind of get the understanding of, or I get a better reason for why the young guy's here, because like he chimes in and he he's like the Poindexter.
Actually.
Right. But I love the fact that like he makes it, dude. I love he's made this diagram of the valley. So like they're on this board and they're like pointing
a whole
out
fucking diorama.
He got a whole diorama, and she's like, "So this is where we are. This is what's happening." And he's like, "That's actually not to scale, by the way."
Right.
He had to make a point saying,
just in case you weren't sure.
It's not to scale. But he's trying his best.
He's gonna fucking die.
Oh, come on! Don't be like that.
He's going to die.
Don't
Ray of sunshine like that. Oh,
come on! Don't be so depressing. He can't die.
Anyway. Yeah.
Tune in next week. He's
dead.
Dude, so he ends up clarifying. He's like, well, it's not really a meteor shower. There's like crystals
that just hang in the atmosphere.
Yeah, and then as every rotation or whatever, every 3 years that the planet hits that crystal cloud, or I guess whatever the crystals are, and they
basically just acts as a veil that moves across the sky.
Yeah, and they superheat in the atmosphere, and they're like fireballs that cross throughout the sky, and it makes he's like it's totally peaceful on the ground, but it is chaos in the air.
Oh yeah,
and of course then that's
where their air cover is going to come.
And he's like, oh, I see now. So that's where our cover is going to be.
Right.
He's like, all right,
it's coming together.
So he's like. He's like, so this comes once every 3 years, and he says yes, and Vel goes, and it's going to be happening in 3 days, so we got to get cracking.
Yeah, get your shit together.
And we have a very brief window that if we time this out right, we will be in and out before the eye has fully passed.
Right.
And so now, like, this is what I'm talking about, where I'm like, ooh, man, now this is like a real, like, now we got a little secret mission going on.
Getting all the ducks in a row.
Yeah, but not only that, but it's also like, I feel like it's a great, a good heist movie always has to have a time limit.
Right.
Always has to have like a, what is it called? Extraneous, like a different factor outside of something that pushes you forward.
Right.
That's a good heist. It's something that's going to like, you have a
this ain't just for shits and giggles.
A point of no return.
You got a deadline to meet.
Yeah. The second that this moment passes, you're out. And it's like, oh man,
if you're not gone by the time this happens, you're fucked.
Yeah. And there's something about that I think adds a level of tension in a heist that's super nice. And I think now we're getting to that point now where we have that.
Looking pretty good.
I'm excited about it.
Oh yeah.
I love the fact that he's also eating. Everyone's eating at the fire, and everyone's kind of side eyeing him.
As soon as Big Man hands him the
data pad,
right? He's like, "Do you know how to use this?" He's like,
"Yeah, of course."
He's like, "All right, this is where we're going. This is what we're gonna do. These are the code words and like phrases you need to know."
Yep.
Have at it.
Yep.
And then so he takes it, and it's like everybody starts staring at him. It's like, can I eat my food?
Can I finish my food?
Right.
And of course, she's like, finish your food.
Right.
Have so-and-so patch
check out
up.
your blaster wound.
Yep.
And by the time the night's over, you'll have learned everything on that data pad.
Yep. And it's like, all right.
Sweet.
Okay. Well, that's some pressure.
Let's get cracking.
Let's do it.
Oh, man.
So, yeah. And that's the end of that episode, really.
Mm-hmm.
We're moving along.
Yeah. Get a few scenes with the suits.
Oh, yeah.
The circle jerks.
Oh, my gosh. I also love that, too, of like that feels so formal. Because, I mean, like, that's the Empire.
Oh, yeah.
It's formal, paperwork, bureaucratic.
Right.
Back and forth.
Sterile indignance.
Yeah. I'm going to have this argument with you between my subordinates and my superiors. It's like, oh, goodness.
Christ. Office drama.
Oh, my gosh. But there's something about that's also like kind of fun too.
It works.
It's like it works.
Mm-hmm. The main character we've been following in this boardroom is Deidre.
Yes.
Who is a supposed new arrival to this particular station.
Bureau, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So right now she's laser focused on getting this fucking cube.
Yeah.
Because it was stolen from a planet within her jurisdiction.
Yeah.
So she feels as though it's her responsibility to take care of it.
But
as far as where it ended up,
yes,
it was apparently in another guy's jurisdiction. So technically it's his issue now.
Right. But she's like, I want to make good on it still.
That's my fucking box.
Yeah. Get my fancy box. And I think there's also, I feel like there's like a level of like, I think she messed up is what I think it's coming from. But she doesn't, I don't think she shows that to the other people, but like whenever she was with her subordinate in that room initially, I think it comes across the fact that I think there may have been a slip up on her part.
Right.
That the reason why it got lost. So I think that's also a thing too, is I think she probably wants to get that to maybe not get in trouble for the fact that she lost it, but who knows? Yeah. So I guess now with all that being said, we're at the end of the episode.
Right.
What, besides the fact that you think that our young, strappy Ray of Sunshine's going to die, what else do you think is going to happen potentially?
I think whatever's going to happen on Aldhani is going to come into play in the Bureau.
Okay.
Which is going to give Deidre whatever leeway she needs to get in and do what she wants to do.
Did it say what jurisdiction Aldhani was under?
I believe it was...
Is it Deidre's or is it the...
It's not Deidre's.
Okay.
I don't know whose it is.
Interesting. I was curious about that. You're right, though. It could be... It could be a way to get her in, yeah. Because she also apparently is looking into similar situations that...
Right. This isn't the first time it's happened.
Yeah, where she's like, I have a feeling that there are like certain...
It's the rebels.
Yeah, exactly. So she's like kind of the tinfoil hat, like they're out there.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a
Her
theme.
boss is like, where's your proof?
And she's like, I have 3 different scenarios that feel very much
it
like
suggest a pattern. It's like, okay, but like...
But there's no...
Something...
Concrete? Yeah.
Like, what can you show me? What can you hold in your hand
that
will prove to me that this is happening? And she's like...
Nothing right now.
Sorry. She's like... And then he's like, all right, you, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
You, stop it.
I love how even in a very sterile... superior subordinate conversation with that guy who like is very, I could tell he has been in the Empire for a while. He is an uptight,
one of the Moth types.
Oh yeah, one of the Moth types, if you will. But I think as a boss, I feel like he handled that moment afterwards really well. The other guy leaves and he has this real moment to say like, hey, I appreciate your gusto.
Right.
I know you're the new one here and you're really trying to like carve your own path. You have 2 jurisdictions.
Play to your strength.
You have 2 jurisdictions. He has 6. And every time we have a meeting, all of his reports are here on time. Yours aren't.
Right.
So like start locking in.
Do what you're here to do.
Do what you're here to do. And then, and of course, I like I said, even as like, because I've been in this scenario as well, kind of in the past, not in this kind of like militaristic version of it, but he's like, I want to tell you that like I appreciate your numbers coming back from the freaking
your quotas were high
on
like way above average,
right?
So I'm gonna put some more work like that toward you.
We're done here.
Play to your strengths.
Yeah. And he walks out.
Yeah.
So anyways, there's just kind of like back and forth where it's like, oh, okay, I'm I can get where
right
you got to do your job.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like as the viewer, there is a rebellion starting.
Right.
So
You're an Imperial.
The fact that she's smelling it out is like, for the development of the show. I mean, I would love to see you continue trying to figure it out.
Go ahead, pull the rug.
Figure it out.
See what's under there.
Yeah. Get your red yarn out and your thumbtacks and start connecting dots like a psychopath.
Yep.
You'll get there. And then just wait and see for Aldhani and see what happens.
Oh yeah,
because that's gonna be. Because you're right though. I think that if it fails, that could be devastating on a lot of reasons. But if it succeeds, that is
it's more fuel for her fire.
That is a quarter's payroll. So potentially 3 months of payroll for an entire
Imperial sector.
Right. So, and I think they say that because I think that's like the worth of the material. So the material that they're going to steal is worth that much money, where it's like it could pay for.
That's a sizable dent.
That's a large amount of credits that could be. So it's like that's one of those things where like you lost a hypership terminal, an Imperial cube.
Right.
you lost a couple other things that feel like a rebel in nature, targeted or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That though,
that's something.
Big.
That ain't nothing to sneeze at.
especially if it goes off flawlessly. Like hypothetically, if it goes off flawlessly, that's 100% premeditated.
Right.
At least that's where my mind goes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, if you just like if
somebody planned this shit.
Yeah. If someone just like burgles something,
right?
Sometimes there's like a little level of like, oh, it was ramshackle.
Yeah.
They got away with what they could.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, okay, that was like a rebel attack.
Yeah.
But it's like if they got away with it clean.
They're coming with everything.
Oh yeah, especially during a meteor storm and there's all these different things that are at play. It's like
couldn't be more conspicuous.
Inside job. Rebel planned attack. Like that's some like big like
right.
So anyways, that's intriguing. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Me too.
So yeah. Like I said, I only made it to episode 6.
Mm-hmm.
So I have seen up to the next 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And then after that, we'll both be treading new ground.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm really excited for.
Yeah. Gonna be pretty
It's gonna be really cool. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
So anyways, like I said, we're going to probably take a break in between some of these. We're going to probably watch some other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try and get more people on the show as well, potentially. Oh, yeah. So we're not bombarding you with Star Wars content because, like I said, I feel like I got to be careful. Right. Overwhelm you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, thank you so much for listening. You know how to get involved if you've listened to this podcast for long enough. We are The Aftermath. You can look us up on all the major podcasting platforms. You can go on YouTube and type in @Hindsight Studios and find all the videos plus all the podcasts that we do there as well. Yeah. Like, subscribe, follow, whatever the platform dictates that you're on. We appreciate all of you. Until next week, see you. Bye-bye.